about something very dear, something that people always ask me every single time. ETFs or real estate? Which asset class is better? ETFs or real estate? Which is better? And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Welcome. How are you? Today is Thursday. One more day, and it's the end of the week. It's the end of the rat race, and then you are smiling to the bank. And that's what we are going to talk about: real estate or ETF. Which one is better? Or you don't even know anything about that. What's even real estate? What are we even talking about? That's what we want to talk about today. So welcome. How are you doing? Let me know where you're connecting from. Turn on the light so we can have the room brighter. Whoa, yes. And we are going to go into the class today. We're going to be using the board today. Awesome. Welcome. Invite your friends. Let's talk about it. Real estate or real estate or real estate or real estate or ETF. Which one is better? Which is better? Real estate or ETF? Which one helps to build wealth faster? That's what we're going to be talking tonight. We're going to have a quick one tonight. Earlier we did talk about where your money, where you put your money, right? Where you put your money. Trading your time for money was what we talked about. Your 10,000, your 10 hours of your time, returning your 10 hours of your time, spending it on, giving you $200, and how do you spend it? And it's got a lot of raves on ID. Right now, it's almost at 1 million views. So if you haven't seen that, you want to see that, it is very interesting with the comments and all of that. So welcome, welcome. Tonight we're talking about ETFs or real estate. Which one is better? Which one should you invest in? That's one of the biggest questions I realized that I hear every single time. And I thought that we should just talk about it, right? We should give it a discussion. We should give it a thought. Because if everyone is asking me that same question, it means that we have a lot more people that are confused, right? Where should you put my money? I want to invest. Dr. Lina, I want to invest, but I don't know how to go about it. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what ETF is. What's even ETF, right? What are we even talking about? That is part of what we're talking about today. ETFs or real estate? Which one should I invest in? Or you don't even know what is ETF. You don't even know what is real estate, because and it's not really, we're just talking about investing. Welcome, welcome here. Tonight we're talking about which one helps you to build wealth faster, or which one can you put your money in, ETFs or real estate, understanding that those are two investment vehicles that can help you build wealth. Salary is just going to help you pay the bills. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for sharing the live, and welcome, welcome here. We are going to be having a packful night. One of my video is already raving on IG, going 1 million views, and it's talking about that your salary, understanding that your income just pay bills. If all that you do with your income is to use it on depreciating lifestyle, and you don't put some of them towards appreciating asset, you are just going to be on a clockwork. That's what you're going to be. That's the rat rate, the paycheck to paycheck, the hamster wheel. That's what it simply means. But what do you do? What do you do? Whatever you do with that income, that your paycheck, is what really matters. Thank you all for subscribing, and that's what we are going to be talking about tonight. Because where the wealthy put their money, it's the number one is the real estate. Number two is what's it called? Number two is real estate. Number two is ETF, and that's what we want to talk about. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the live. It's going to be a quick one, but very educating and very impactful tonight. ETFs or real estate, or you don't even know any of this at all. You're wondering what is it. Then you want to invite your friends, you want to invite family, because here we are building $1 million community. That's what it is. We call ourselves MDL in 10 years. That's what we're doing. So subscribe, because if you want to build wealth, then you are in the right place. And if you're meeting me for the first time, Dr. Lina, I help professional build wealth through simple system, that helps them to compound their wealth over time. Save some of your money, put it to investing, just the same way as my video on IG is already having over 1 million, close to a million views, where I did say that 10 hours of your life equals $200, right? You work 10 hours and some people spend that $200 in 1 minute on a sitting, on a drink. $100 is gone. It's what you do with your income, because your salary, if you are just using it to finance depreciating lifestyle, right, and not using some of it, keeping some of it towards appreciating assets, that is what is going. You just realize that you continue to work and work, and that's what it means by paycheck to paycheck. So welcome here. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and consider following if you haven't done that, because you're here to build wealth. We are not joking here. This is serious business. So welcome. And tonight it's about ETFs versus real estate. Which one should you invest in, or which one helps to build faster, right? And that's what we want to talk about today. Or you don't even know what ETFs are, or you are just trying to invest, or you have just started this journey of investing and you are thinking of how to go about it. That's what we want to talk about. Consider subscribing, because there are so many resources that I have right there that's going to help you. You said, write my name on my forehead. It's right there. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. That's it. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. And by the way, I am a doctor of business and of technology, right? Means I have then get a doctor, right? I am not a medical doctor. I'm a doctor of business and technology. So I help people that have seizures with their money or seizures with their savings and all of that. That's what I help to do, okay? So you would see that I will talk about, we have two communities here. We have the YouTube community and we have the TikTok community, so that we can be productive and we are able to help as many people as possible to build wealth. Understanding that your salary alone, using your salary to finance lifestyle will not help you. But what you use it to do, putting some of it aside towards appreciating asset, you're going to be able to build wealth through that way. Okay. So stick on and subscribe if you have not. And you said you are, somebody said I'm a kid that Jesus that made me get it. Oh, all right. Then if you're a kid, this is helpful for you, because you can also get to learn how to build wealth early. As a matter of fact, if you start getting wealth at 20, you start putting some money away from 20 to age 30, you start putting 20, you can find this on my page as well. If you put $25,000, from age 20 to age 30, put 22,000 every kitchen. Prepare. Let me know where you're all connecting from. Well, let me know. I am in Texas, in the United States. So it's always good to meet any of you. I've been to 22 countries, and I would love to be, whenever I'm in your country, just to meet you, because I am building a community. I call it a movement. This is not just about, having to do followers or subscription or anything. This is more of a community. Serious people, serious mindset people, because we are getting people, community of people in 10 years that are going to become millionaires if you follow the principle and the steps right here, which is ETF, real estate are part of those strategies that we are using to build wealth for serious-minded people. So subscribe if you haven't. And New York City kitchen, how are you? How is New York tonight? How is your New York? New York City, I love that city, even though I can never live there. I cannot. I love my Texas. I am just that country girl. I love it. Yeah. So welcome here. So what are ETFs? Let's go straight into it. What are ETFs? Thank you all for sharing the live, and thank you for subscribing, following, and for tapping it out, because we have two community. Mary Osilima, welcome. Thank you so much for the likes. Awesome. So let's go straight into it. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing that, because you're going to be 10 years, follow this process. 10 years, hold me accountable, you'll be a millionaire. The only requirement is that you start with your your 6-figure salary. If you cannot do that, if you don't have it right now, let it be your goal. You can do this by either increasing your income through getting an additional skill set, right? You don't have to go back to college or get a college loan. That's not the goal. Or just take a simple certification. That I increase my salary, my income by 30,000 within 5 months in 13 years ago. So you can do the same thing. Or you can simply, if you don't want to take certification, just simply go and take, you can supplement your income. Get a side hustle. You can do rental arbitrage. You can do rent your car on Toro. You can do so many other things that you can do. Ride Uber just to supplement your income to get to a 6-figure salary. That is part of the requirement in this community, because this is going to help you to get to that. I mean, if you want to follow, the challenge. It's not a challenge, it's called a movement of us ending the paycheck to paycheck cycle, building wealth the right way, simple way. In 10 years, you are going to hold me accountable. I've done it, I help my clients do it, and I'm just helping more people do it. That's what I'm just here for, right? So, having said that, so you can supplement your income. So let's say you are earning $80,000 and you have not reached that six-figure 100,000, right? What you simply need to do is get other side gigs that you can do that can help you get to that level, right? While you are still working, or you can get an additional skill set to increase your income. There are free trainings or free certifications that you can take. Go on Coursera, Coursera. You will get free training there. Go to Harvard Business School. They are free AI training. AI is the future. Free, right? Or it's going to cost you less than $1,000. Always think about return on investment. Don't go and start taking a loan of 50,000. Thank you so much, Mario Sima, sharing this. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Badu, welcome as well. So awesome. And if you are hearing, there are some people on the TikTok, and there is also people on the YouTube community. So tonight is about two communities together. Earlier we did IG and TikTok, but tonight it's my YouTube community. If you haven't followed, if you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. We're going to go straight into it. So it starts with your skill, right? In terms of wealth hierarchy, because I call it the foundation. The wealth hierarchy, the things that I teach, it starts with what? Because you're wondering, how do you get to that 1 million that you're talking about in 10 years? Number one is what? Your income. Six-figure is a requirement, and I've just told you how you can get it. You don't have to be there right now, but let it be your goal. If you set a goal, you definitely reach it. If you don't have any goal, you don't have any plan, there is nothing that you're working towards. So you're working towards that. So if you have that, or you're working towards that, check if anything you want to learn. Number one is that your skill, because except you have an inheritance or you want a jackpot, you are definitely going to start with your income. You are definitely going to trade your time for money just to be able to build wealth. However, what really changes the whole scenario, right, is what you do with that income is what changes everything, right? Because you're going to be taking 50% of that income, and you're like, oh, this is where I lose a lot of people. But guess what? That 50%, you are delaying the gratification. You are trying to bless yourself. You are delaying gratification for today just so you can bless yourself tomorrow. Trust me, in 10 years, when you start having 1 million, then you can work because you want to work, not because you have to work to pay bills. A lot of people are just working to pay bills, and I can tell you that because I just have one video that is going crazy on Instagram. It's almost at 1 million views right now, and it is just people saying that when I put it, the simple post is 20 hours, 22, what's that? 10 hours of somebody's life is $200, and you can see the comment section is almost 3,000 comments, and it just tells you that this is what people are doing, and people are all frustrated about this. So that I know about. So having said that, your skill, it comes with that. Then you're taking 50% of that income and you are using it towards what we are talking about today: ETFs or real estate. What are ETFs? ETFs are simple. Or why are we even talking about ETFs or real estate or whatever? I have put most of the time people would say, I want to invest, but I don't know where to start. So for me, I did my research. I looked at, where does the multimillionaire, where do they put their money? I saw that, okay, they put their money in simple ETFs, right? But in simple ETF and index funds. When they ask Warren Buffett, where do you put your money? Warren Buffett they call him the Lord of investing. He's old right now. He's the owner of Hathaway. He's what, 1.6 billion. You can Google him. When they asked him, where do you put your money, right? Where should we invest money? And he says, just put it in simple ETFs. A lot of times we are all focused on get rich quick scheme. You want it now. Everybody wants it fast. But that is how you lose money. That's how I lost 100,000. I lost almost 100,000 to options trading. I lost it to penny stock, and I lost it to day trading because I wanted it quick, fast. And that is when I said investing is not an not investing not is not an option, but there is a better way, because it looks like I see that all the millionaires, when I did the Google, I saw that all of the millionaires, no, not millionaires, the multi-millionaires and the billionaires, there's something that is common when you go and check where does the multi-millionaires and the billionaires, 99, welcome here. Well, where do they put their money? And it is one place, right, that they did mention. Number one is the ETFs or index fund, potato. One is that it settles at the end of the day, but the other one is you can trade it like stocks, right? You see that, okay? Stocks, that's number one. Number two is real estate. You now see things as, venture capital, startup capital, or venture investing. All of those kind of things is the other things that you see. But then I stick with the first two because, of course, the first two is definitely the best, and it was much easier for me because there's also the risk with startups and all of that and businesses. I mean, there's risk with everything. So I stick with the first two, right? The first two, which is real estate and ETFs. And that's what we are talking about today. And most of the time, I think a lot of people have also done this research and they are also asking me the same question. So, Dr. Lina, so which one should I invest in since they are number one and number two? And they use it interchangeably. Is it ETFs? Great knowledge and information always. Awesome. Yeah, do your own. Absolutely, King Ostrich. Yes, absolutely. Always do your own. Thank you so much for the roses. Always do your own research. I always say, whenever you see on social media, always trust but verify. So you can right now, Mr. Ostrich, the one that put that comment, please go on Google right now and search where does the multi-millionaire and the billionaires, I did not say millionaires, multi-millionaire, because I am already one, right? So I'm looking for people ahead of me, where do they put their money? And the number one thing I will tell you is ETF. So which one is better in investing? That's what we want to stock or ETFs. That's what we want to talk about. Do your own research. Okay, I'm on Google, so search it and put it in the comments and just verify that. And ChatGPT, use all of that and put it there. Okay, and let me know and say that Dr. Lina lied to you that, okay, they said ETFs or real estate. Tell me if there's any other thing, right? You secret to all the way down. So everybody go do that search right now so that we can earn our trust, right? Earn our trust. Where does the multi-millionaire and the billionaires, multi-millionaire, where do they put their money? So having said that, while we are doing that search, okay, let us now talk about ETFs. What are ETFs, right? ETFs, just like somebody is asking, 99 says stocks or ETFs, right? Which one is better, right? Stocks is you owning part of a company, right? ETF or index fund, right? They put their money in the bank. No, hell no, no. Trust me, they don't put any money in the bank. They don't. Okay, so stocks or ETF, it's basically, they're almost. Stock is you having ownership in one company. ETF is you having ownership in one single company, in multiple companies. So think about it. You have ownership in Amazon. You have ownership. Stock is you just have your $100 that you used to invest. You have ownership in just that Amazon, or you have ownership in Apple, just that $100. Whenever you buy, that is you are just investing in that single company. All right. And I'm still waiting for my friend that was saying that was asking on YouTube, right? If you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. If you haven't followed, consider doing that. And thank you for sharing the live. So I'm waiting. So confirm to me, please put in the comment section with the question I asked earlier on Google. Where does the multi-millionaires and the billionaires put their money? So let's earn our trust so we can establish that, right? So having said that, stock is you investing in one company. ETF is you investing in multiple companies. What does this mean? Whenever you buy a single unit of stock, you are buying just one company, right? Whatever company you are buying, Amazon, you are buying Nvidia, whatever company, you are just buying that company only. So if that company goes down, you go down. If that company profits or it goes up, it goes up. Okay. But ETFs on the other hand, you are investing in multiple companies. So you are investing in as you're investing, you like Google, you also like Amazon. At the same time, you like Nvidia, you like so many companies, right? Instead of you picking and choosing, you are having all of this company in one basket. So with that same $100, you are buying all of the companies that in that ETF portfolios or index fund portfolio. That's what you are buying. So an S&P 500, for instance, S&P 500, it is an ETF. ETF for S&P 500, it simply means all top 500 company in the United States. The top 500 company in United States. Maybe you've heard that before. That is it's in that basket of the ETF, right? So whenever you use your $100, you buy an S&P 500 ETF with your $100. You are buying Amazon, you are buying Meta, you are buying Nvidia, you are buying Microsoft, you are buying Apple. All of the top 500 companies in the United States stays in that. And there are other ETFs that you can buy the entire US market, right? Entire US market. And you're wondering, so why should how can I buy this? Oh, absolutely, just the same way in your brokerage firm, in your brokerage, Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab's, any of those three, or Robinhood, whichever brokerage firm that you like, just go there and you buy it. Simple. Just so for the S&P 500, we have like a VOO, we have an SPY, and we have IVV. Those are the three that are always. But guess what? They are the same. It's still, they track the top 500 companies, in the best 500 companies in America, right? The only thing is that, like a VOO, it's the brokerage that handles it. Still, the 500 companies is what's it called? Is Vanguard, right? Then like SPY is State Street. IVV, I think that is BlackRock or something. That is it. It's the same thing. Where is the link? I don't have any knowledge on this. What link are you talking about, Dimitri? Where's the link? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, so it's top 500 company, S&P 500, right? If you're saying that the link, are you saying that the brokerage firm? So the brokerage to purchase it, it's any of the brokerage firm, Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab's. Charles Schwab is another one in the United States. If you're in the United States, if you're in Canada, there's Wealth Simple. That I know of. Then I think in the UK is trading 212. If you are in Nigeria, because I'm a Nigerian American, you can also you can do Stanbic IBTC. You can do what's the other one as well? They said Bamboo. There's some that I don't know because I've been out for so long, right? I haven't been to, but based on what people have told me, so you can use that. So it depends on the country where you are in, but it's a brokerage for, or just go on Google. Where can I buy S&P 500? Simple. ChatGPT is your friend. Google is your friend. Like I said, go search this thing I just talked about. Where does the multimillionaires and the billionaires, where do they put their money? And nobody has come back to respond to it. Okay. I guess I'm the one that is saying the truth there, because somebody was saying, where do you verify this? Okay. Because I always say trust but verify. I do that a lot. So I'm not offended if you try to verify. We are just building trust. Okay. So that's where you buy, or you can do Robinhood as well. That's also an easy one. But I only play money in Robinhood because it's just been established recently in the past 5-6 years, if I remember correctly. I live in Chicago. Okay. Awesome. All right. So just do Fidelity, Schwab's, or Fidelity Shops will help you. So ETF, S&P 500, the top 500 companies, and you can buy VOSPY, or you can buy IVV. All of them are done averagely well. And you can be thinking, they have rating every single year. So it goes through a rigorous exercise. So if the company is not doing well in terms of, their books are not doing, their cash flow, their cash flow, their return, their revenue is not doing great, you fall off the 500 companies. What does this help you to do? Instead of you saying individual stock, picking and choosing, just buy these top 500 companies. It means that the way I just think it in my head, I did not say, thank you so much for the follow. I'm not saying so it is, right? Yes. And that's the next one we are going to be talking about. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel as well, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina, and on IG is Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Awesome. So having said that, the top 500 companies, they rate them every single year. Okay. Rate them every single year. So you can be sure that you are getting, I call them the backbone of the United States, because it's almost like they are back to up with the economy. They own the economy, right? That's just the top 500 companies, right? So that is where the wealthy, there's a reason why they put their money. So you're wondering, so why does the multi-millionaire. What do they know that we don't know? Why do they put their money? The reason is, think about it, diversification. If you buy one company, let's assume, yes, Amazon is really good, it's doing so well, but what if something happens and everybody decide not to buy from Amazon? Let's assume that, okay, maybe they are the AWS, so like their data center, something happened, it gets corrupt or it got vulnerable. What happens to you? You know, the stock market in the Amazon goes down, it means that your money also goes down with it. But think about it, it's if you use your money, if you buy Amazon, if anything happens to Amazon, there's also the Apple, there's also Meta, you know, because social media is doing well. There's also, you know, Nvidia, AI is doing well, these chips are doing well. You know, even if that is not doing well, there are also retail in there, there's property in there. All of these top 500 companies are in there. It means that you will not lose your 500. If one company goes down, your $100 or $10,000 that you used to buy is still safe. I just checked Robin, what's your suggestion and recommendation on Robin? It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. But I don't put my big money in there because it's just like the top companies in the world, you know, Bank of America, Chelsea, and West Fargo, those are the biggest banks, right? They'll be here forever. I just put, whenever I want to put my money, I always think about, I'm very my risk level is not, I've lost money in the stock market, so I put my money where I can have my eyes, right? So, but it's good. You can just start up with that. I always say, if you are just a beginner investor, start, you can use Robinhood because it's very, it's almost like you can, it's very techy, okay? And you said QQQ. We are going to get to that, Mary. That's the next one. All right. So the second, so instead of, it's called diversification and you spreading your risk. Yeah. So start with Robinhood. Yeah, you spreading your risk across board, and that's why the multi-millionaires and the billionaires put their money, spread their risk in ETFs. So as a beginner investor, I always say you can start with ETFs, right? Start with ETFs, simple ETFs. You are buying the top 500 companies. And what's the other reason why they put money in ETF? It has returned consistently in the past 8, 10, 20, 30 years. Averagely, it has returned between 8 to 12%. Last year, it returned 18%. What does this mean? There's consistency. There's data, there's trend. So it's not new. It's not like crypto, it's not like option trading, it's not like gamble. It's not like you're gambling anything. It's almost like this has returned consistently. You know, it's not giving you 100% return, but it is giving you consistency, right? Consistency. And think about it, if you put $100, you start putting $100 every single year. You know, you started from the age of 20, you have over $1 million. It's as simple as that. And you put no crypto, absolutely. Yeah, but you know, that is, so I don't talk about that. I don't talk about IPs, I don't talk about all of those kind of things, right? So that is that, right? So S&P 500 is one. Number two of ETF. So I'm just talking about people that are new to this, like Dimeji right here. Number two, the other place that I talk about is the QQQ that Mary talked about. QQQ tracks the Nasdaq 100. But the thing about the Nasdaq 100 is the top 100 tech companies, right? But the risk is also, so think about Nvidia and all of that, right? The Microsoft, the Google, all of that. So you see an overlap, right? But the only thing about it is that the risk is higher. Thank you for tapping out the live. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for sharing the live here. Pump House, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So we are talking about ETF for real estate. Which one builds wealth faster? Which one should you start with? That's what we are talking about. And I'm going really quick today because I'm wrapping up by 9:30. I need to respond to over 2,000 comments that I have on my video on Instagram that is almost at a 1 million views, right? And I'm getting over 3,000 comments and I'm taking my time to respond to each and every one, you know, because it is very, very, what ETF is basically baskets of stocks, multiple stock, like the S&P 500 I talked about. Instead of you buying a single one, you are buying multiple, is it exchange trade funds? That's what it is. Multiple funds is what is there. Instead of you buying one, whenever you buy a single one, you are buying multiple of it. Everything that is in that. That's what it is, right? So it helps you to spread your risk and it helps you to diversify your portfolio. Yes, awesome. Great. You said you're investing in ETF. That is awesome. Well done, well done. That is the way to go. Awesome. So the second thing is we're talking about QQ, Nasdaq 100. So the risk is also higher. The return is higher. The return is about 18 to 12, 18 to, you train to people on how to do it. Absolutely, but it's easy. Just open your Fidelity, open one of the brokerage firm, and you can definitely just buy it. You don't need anyone to train you on that. Just simply buy it. Just open any of those accounts, Fidelity, Schwab's, or or Vanguard or Robinhood, and just it's there. VOO, type IVV, type what's the other one? That SBY, whichever one that you want to buy. Put your, if you want to buy $1, put it there, $1. But done. Under 1 minute, you have done it. You can go and look at, there's a video where I posted the one on, like the step by step on Robinhood, a live one where I did mirror how to buy it, and I did show it how to do that on this live some minutes, some days ago. So just go look at that video; it would help you. Just you can buy it that way. You don't need anyone to train you, but if you need training, you still want a one-on-one. You want to. Too much acronyms. Okay, whenever I do that, let me know. Sorry, let me know. You can just let me know if there's anyone you do not understand. I would, just put it in the comments, and I would speak normal English. Are we early today? Yes, we are talking about ETFs and real estate. I am talking to the YouTube and TikTok community tonight. Earlier, I did Instagram and the YouTube community, Instagram and TikTok, right? So awesome. Where is the video? Go on my YouTube channel. Everything I'm saying right now, go on my YouTube channel, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. You'll get everything. Go there and subscribe. Not just watch the video, by the way. Make sure you are also subscribing. It's going to help you, really. It helps me because it's growing the channel, but at the same time, it's going to help you. There's so many resources. Everything I'm talking about, you can actually binge watch. Is it binge watch they call it? Where instead of watching Love Island and all of that, link, just go Money Talk with, right now as we're here. Just, you can step off for a minute. Go on YouTube and do Money Talk with Dr. Lina. You see my name right up there. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Just the same name. The same thing. I'm the same thing across all platforms, on IG, on YouTube. I am the same thing. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Just go there right now and let me know. Put in the comment if you found me. You would, at this explanation that I'm talking about, you'll find it there. This explanation, you'll find it there. And I'll show you, you see it. Once you get there, let me, if you have another gadget, let me know. So, or you can check it on your, just let me know, and then I can show you the exact video. You'd see it, VOO, SCHD versus QQQ. It has everything, description of ETF. It has how you can buy your real estate on there, within 4 months. All of that is what I have done before. So you can take out your time, and you will not, all these things that you're talking about that, I'm using so many acronyms, right? You will be able to, there will be acronyms, there will be more explanation. Just subscribe, and I put out weekly videos, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, long videos right there. Yeah, okay, four pillar of wealth. I got it. Awesome. Make sure you subscribe. I have QQQ, SCHD, but QQ gives more dividends. Absolutely. SCHD give you dividends. SCHD give you dividend. QQQ, which one is QQQI? I talk about QQQ here, right? Nasdaq 100, right? Mario Silliman. Yeah, so I think maybe QQQI. QQQ is what I talk about, not QQQ. I guess maybe there is because if it's QQQI, is that for dividends? Is that for dividends? Just confirm if it's Charles Schwab's dividends, then it means that you are operating in the same class. That's what you're doing. That's what's dividend. So, but for Nasdaq 100 QQQ, that is the top technology companies, and it returns 8 to 22%. Unlike the S&P 500 with the 8 to 12%, these returns higher, but so is also the risk. So you see more fluctuation with this one than the, okay, yeah, the same, yeah. So you want to marry, you want to move some of it to QQQ if you are trying to diversify, because you want to. This is the winner. Awesome. I am glad that you're finding it really beneficial. Consider subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe everywhere, because we are building a movement. This is the movement of millionaire. I call this community $1 million community, because by 10 years, we are all millionaires. That's the goal. But start with your income first. Well, Let's go straight to, let's continue. So the second one is Nasdaq 100. Nasdaq 100 is the second, where it returns 18 to 22% average. But it can also thank you. It can also return. It can also be risky. It fluctuates. Like it's in tech. You can see. Can you see if you are very familiar with the stock market? You see Palantir. It has gone to 150. It went all the way to 180 or something. Even went past Nvidia at some point, but right now it went all the way to 130 or 140 at certain time. So that's the same way it fluctuates, because remember, it's the technology companies in there. That's what is in there, but the return is also higher. So you want to, and we're going to be talking about how you split it. I'll put more of the S&P 500, like like the VOO, the IVV, SPR. I'm going to put more of that. Wealth Builder Quartiles, awesome, awesome. So you have that, and then the second thing is, then I'll put maybe 20% of the QQQ, right? Because it fluctuates, it can throw your portfolio. It can really make it. But depending on your what's it called, your risk tolerance, yeah, your risk level. If you are moderate, if you are high, I always say stay moderate, right? Yeah. So QQQ is the second one. QQQ is Nasdaq 100, top technology companies. Nasdaq 100. That's what the second one put. I'll say 20%, or we'll get there. Then the third one that I put, that we talked about in terms of real estate here, is SCHD, that my friend was talking about earlier. Mary was talking about. SCHD gives you dividends. It returns you dividends every single. So aside from the fact that the money is growing, you are also, the fact that you own this company, you are going to be getting return every single month, right? You are doing profit sharing. Think about profit sharing. You are doing it. This one, the stock doesn't go so much. It's not growth. It's not like the QQQ. It's not like the Nasdaq 100. It's almost steady, but on top of that, you are also going to be getting some cash flow every single month, which you can reinvest, right? Or you can use if you have gotten to the place of wealth and you have gotten arrived. Maybe you've heard some people that say that, oh, you know what? It's my ETF that I'm using to fund my lifestyle, because they probably have $1 million or $2 million. And if it's returning, it's giving you 3%, it's giving you 5% every single month, or you're getting this kind of return every single month, your principal is still there, then it's a good one as well, right? But it doesn't grow that much. You have companies that are the companies that have consistently paid dividends. They call them dividend kings. So like companies like Procter and Gamble, like Johnson and Johnson, all of those companies that have consistently paid returns dividends every single quarter, or within their own cycle, right? They have returned to their investors every single period. Those are the companies that you have it there. I worked in Procter and Gamble for 8 years, so I can tell you that company has returned dividends for the past 8 years. Amazing, amazing company. That is where I started my career from, straight out of college. Awesome. That is the third company. Then the third place. Then the other place where I tell people to start when it comes to ETF is, but I personally don't put money in there, is the REIT, ETF for real estate. And I'll tell you the reason why I don't put money, because I am very, very heavy on the other side, which is the traditional real estate, which is what we're talking about today, ETF and real estate. But if you're a starter, you're just started, you don't have the huge requirement, down payment that is required for real estate, just still invest in real estate, buying ETFs for REIT, right? ETFs for it. And the other three that we just added to it, and we are adding to it. So let's think about it like you have $100 you want to invest. I'll put maybe $40 to $50. This is me, right? I'm not your investment advisor, but I'm telling you what I would do, okay? Which you can replicate. It has worked for me. It worked with a lot of multimillionaires and the billionaires. So I'll put 50% of it, or 40% into, like the S&P 500, IVV, SPY, or VO. Any of those, they are just different brokerage firm. It's just the fee structure. Maybe 0.01 difference is just the difference, most of them, but they have returned almost the same thing. I'll put more of that. Then I'll put maybe like a 20% to 25% in the QQQ, right? Because that's going to help me grow faster. Understanding that I still have so many years, I don't want the money now. So even if this it goes down, I know that it's going to come up. I'm still going to win on the other side. Then the third one, I'm going to put the SCHD. I'm going to put 15% or a 10% because the growth is not so fast, right? Right. But if you are in your 50s or you are close to retirement, then you that one should be almost your friend. Okay, almost your friend. Then you see the other ones that I want to then read. You see the read. I'm going to be putting some there, right? Thank you for the likes, the investor. You're going to be the other ones that I'm going to this one that I'm going to talk about. It's because of the situation. So the unrest that we have in the Gulf area, around petroleum, ETFs for petroleum is another one, right? ETF for gold, right? And ETF for Bitcoin or crypto or something of that nature is the other one. But guess what? Out of all I'm saying right now, maybe I'll put for the Bitcoin or whatever ETF, like just still a basket, just the same thing. For that, I'll maybe put $3 there, $3 in what's it called? In the gold and $4 in the or whichever. I'll put $10 is all that I'm going to put on my portfolio of that because guess what? I'm just enjoying the moment because what I know that the war is not going to last another 10 years. So it's just for because of the situation that is going on. That is the reason why I am putting a little bit of my portfolio, exposing it to that, such that if it grows, oil is going really, oil is going really up, right? What do you think about energy? That's what I just talked about. That's energy, right? That's what I just talked about. That's the percentage I just talked about. The ETS for it, pump out. That's what I just talked about. So you are very much on point on that, but I'm just exposing a little bit because guess what? If the is it the street of Omes, if they open it tomorrow and everything ends and everybody says okay, is peace, then the price of oil is going to come down because everything that we are seeing right now is a function of demand and supply because there's already the demand shock or no supply shock because there is a shock already that is happening because of the supply because there's unrest on that area. They've closed they are monitoring or they have locked it. I don't even know what they are doing with the street of Homos right now. Whatever they are doing with it, but guess what? Tomorrow there might be peace. There might be peace there, but everybody might say ceasefire, or everybody says, you know what, we have ended it and we call a truce, and that's it. What happens? The entire gateway opens again. Then the supply is meets demand. There's equilibrium, and of course the price is going to be normal again. So if you put so much of my money there, that's it. That's how stock. That's how it goes down, right? That's how people lose their money because some people right now they are already FOMOing, fear of missing out, and they are just going and buying, 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 buying. All right. So those are that's ETF. And why should I talk about? It's just about diversification. One versus 500 or one versus 1,000 stocks. You using the same amount, it just helps you to diversify your risk. And this is just the simple way, right, to just invest. Simple, right? And this is when the Hasbro Buffet, this is exactly where it tells you to put your money. All right. The second argument that always, Dr. Ritz, or the second argument that I always hear as well is what I always hear about ETF, real estate. ETF is, it's everyone keep asking me that question. Or which course should I buy? How I don't know where to invest. I want to. Those are things that I hear, and that's why I'm talking about it. So Dimeji, Mary, Grinda, Stephanie, Dr. Wright, Badu, Samberu, Tude, Muka, all of you, and everyone on the YouTube side as well. So everyone, I don't know why we keep arguing about this. So let's talk about the difference, right? And you can also put in the comment and let me know, right? Let me know which one do you think it's better. You can already start putting it in the comments, or we can do that later. Real estate, on the other hand, I call it. I mean, I might have a bias, but real estate, on the other hand, is what? Real estate is one asset class. These two are the number one and two that they use it interchangeably, where the multi-millionaires and the billionaires, because you're just wondering why we're even talking about it. That's where the multi-millionaires and the billionaires put their money. Remember, I didn't say millionaires, I said multi-millionaires, where they put your money, and you can Google that yourself, right? And that is what we are analyzing. So, which one should you put your money in? That's what we are talking about today, because I get that question a lot. And we just talked about ETFs, and we're going to real estate. Real estate on its under end, we talk about growth, right? We talk about cash flow when you are putting it in dividends, right? In dividend paying ETFs, right? We talked about that. However, when it comes to real estate in itself is the only asset class, right? Number one, it pays you in four different ways. So you're getting one paycheck right now, and you're trading your time for the money. 9 to 5, you're getting, you know, uh you're getting some money. But thank you so much. You said brilliant, awesome, Grider. So four is what we talk about. It pays you. Number one, you get cash flow. Cash flow is the first thing, right? Cash flow. What does cash flow means? You get a property, using the bank's money. Then you get the tenant, you use the tenant's money to pay the bank, right? The difference between the two, let's assume that you bought a 200,000 property, and you'll be hearing this a lot, because that's the numbers that we are going to be using to build the $1 million community in 10 years. Millionaire community in 10 years. That's what this is, a movement. So if you haven't followed, if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, you want to do that, except you don't want to, you're not interested in becoming a millionaire in 10 years. These are steps and strategies that we're going to be using in 10 years. That's it, right? But it starts with your number one, your income, your six-figure salary. Work towards it, earn it, and then you are just on that journey. That's the requirement to be in that company. That's part of it. Awesome. So real estate is your, let's assume 200,000 property, right? Using the 1% rule. 1% rule is Kjam, welcome. How are you, sir? I haven't seen you in a long time. I know I've not been coming at night as well. Awesome. Kjam is one person that is part of this community, retiring in I said less than 1 year now. He's followed all of this principle, and he's done well with it. He himself manages multiple real estate portfolio, and he's built decent whatever when it comes to this. So it's always good to have you. Only for a six-figure salary, you work towards it. You work towards it, and we already talked about this. I'm not saying that it's only for. I'm saying that you work towards it, because remember, I'm a doctor, right? So I have steps. If I tell you you're going to become one, you're going to have 1 million in 10 years, right? Then it means that it has to start with something. I'm not one of those people that will lie to you to tell you that, oh, you know what, the 1 million is going to come from heaven. No, it's not coming from heaven. It requires you to put something down, because this is what I used to work for myself, that worked for me, and that's the same thing. I'm just going to use the same blueprint. So that's why I said I started with six-figure salary, and that's where I was able to get to the millionaire status in within the period, even less than that. And I'm just using the same blueprint to help as many people within my community to build that same thing. That's it. Because I only tell you what I have my name at stake. I had credibility because I am a doctor of business and technology, and I just want to help as many people as possible. So the six-figure, if you are not there right now, work towards it, get skills that can help you, and also get what's it called, or supplement your income, and you will be good to go. Awesome. Great, Dimitri. And this is just for every other person, not just exactly about you. So real estate, you have your where did you learn this complex stock exchange? I lost money, and I made money. I figured it out myself. Awesome. So great. So let's go straight into this real estate thing. So number one, you use your bank's money. You bought a property worth 200,000. With real estate, when we're analyzing deals, one of the ways that you know that this is a good deal for me, okay, and you hear it from a lot of real estate investors, is 1% rule. So 1% rule means that property must rent for 1% of the property cost, right? 1% of the property cost. So it means that, and it's not in all cases, but most of the time, close to 0.9%, but that's the way I also operate. You can do it under six-figure, but you must be below your means. Absolutely, yes, you must be below your means, or you are also using, or you are not doing it in 10 years. That's the other way. Because remember, what people are doing in 30 years, 40 years, that's what you want to do in 10 years. So that's it. Okay, awesome. So having said that, I'm not going to ask that question again so that I can get through this as much as possible. Awesome. Great. So the first thing, you're taking 1% rule. 1% rule is you are going to take 200,000 property, that's $2,000, right? 200 property, that's $2,000 in terms of rent. Let's assume that your mortgage is, let's say, 1,500. Mortgage, you remember, you use the bank's money to buy this property. The tenant's money is, the tenant pays you 2,000 for the 200,000 property every single month. You pay the bank with 1,500. Guess what? You have 500 every single month. That 500 is cash flow. Remember, you had a down payment. That down payment in itself, right? Of course, there's going to be mentoring during that. That's why you're a part of the community, right? That's why you are having holding hands. Awesome. So you have the $500 is cash flow. That's the first payment, right? The first payment. Number two is you are going to be having what's it called? The second thing that real estate pays you through is your the second thing is equity. So every time you pay the 1,500 to the bank, guess what? You reduce your ownership, your mortgage, and you increase your ownership in that property. That's the second way that the real estate pays you, right? Yeah, because, and you're wondering, yeah, but it's locked in that property. Not exactly. It's not locked in the property. You can do the cash out refinance, or you can do our own equity line of credit, which Mr. Kejam even told us, and I am also still, researching that. I think I'm going to be taking steps on those as well. That's the number two. Number three that it pays you is appreciation. A lot of time I lose a lot of people here because maybe they've seen friends that lost money to real estate because they bought in the time of bubbles, or they did not get education. They just bought real estate as an home buyer. If you buy the property right, you following the right principles, right? You would realize that in 10 years, that property doubles its value. You can Google it yourself and go and search it out. If you buy it right, how long does it take a property to double its value? Just like you have appreciation. So it means that if you put 200,000 down, then by 20, how much you charge for one-on-one, please? Go on my bio. Go on my bio. You can do a one-on-one on my bio. You can definitely click on that. And if you want to do that, but always say use the free resources first before you do any other thing. Free resources on my YouTube. Go there and subscribe. Money Talk with Dr. Lina, and you will be okay. Awesome. So the third thing, like I said, appreciation. The property we bought in 2017. This is 2026. This is less than 10 years later. Less than, still 9 years. We bought in July 2017. By now, it has already doubled its value. It means that 200,000 property, in 10 years, so by 2036 that we are talking about, the $1 million community, 2036 that we are talking about, by that time, that property would have doubled its value. It simply means that your 200,000, you can easily take it out, and it's just appreciation that is carrying you at that point, right? Yeah, you're welcome, Ryder. And the last one that nobody talks about, that you see these last two, appreciation. A lot of time we focus on equity. People talk about cash flow, but this is these two that people always rave about. That's even changed. You see these other two, appreciation and tax benefit. That is where the money lies. That is the real money, because think about it. You are doubling your money. Then on top of that, you are also getting tax benefit, especially for this community that we are doing 6-figure, right? We are working. It shows that you are an high earner. It means that your taxes are going to be high as well. So what do we do? Within the tax code, you are not violating anything. This is within the tax code, the way multi-millionaires and the billionaires take care of themselves, right? It's within the tax code. Whenever you buy everything, your property taxes, that interest that is 7%, that's why you're not buying property. There's vacancy in the house, there's the HVAC or the roof flew off, and the insurance did not pay for it. All of those things that I just talked about right now, you can actually file it against your W-2. What does this mean? Let's assume that your W-2 is, you're supposed to pay back Uncle Sam, let's say $10,000. When you file by April 15th, by the way, if you have not filed your taxes like me, you need to start considering that, right? Because April 15 is around the corner, right? So, but guess what? If you bought a property last year, you can easily claim it towards, you can use it to claim this $10,000. It simply means that all of these losses on this real estate, you can claim it against the 10,000, and you might end up not paying anything. Or if you have to pay anything at all, maybe little money. Or it might also be Uncle Sam that is paying you back. That is the most beautiful thing. And then the other part of it, there's also the accelerated depreciation. So if the property, remember, we are talking about property appreciating, right? But in the books, in the balance sheet, there's something called depreciation. On the, you might be wondering, what am I even saying? I'm a chartered accountant as well. So in the balance sheet, you would see there's the plant and machinery, there is the building, it depreciates. It depreciates. So every single year, so whenever you hear depreciation, it means that they expect that, okay, this property, year one, the roof is going to fly off. Year two, the door are going to be bad. Yeah, they're going to be foundation, all of those. So by year 30, the property is worth nothing. Just like just think about it like your car. You're right, you bought the car $50,000, but by year five, what happens? The car is worth 7,000 or 5,000. So that's the same way that in the books, in the balance sheet, that's the same way building is looked at. It's going to depreciate in value. Thank you for the follow, and thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you for subscribing if you haven't as well. YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Money Talk with Dr. Lina, on an ID as well, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Across board, thank you all for tapping out the live. We're talking about ETF versus real estate. Which one helps to build wealth faster? Awesome. So having said that, so this is how you appreciate depreciation. It simply means that, let's say for the 200 or 200,000 property, if you depreciate, let's say 20 years, but it's 30 years ideally, it means that 10,000 every year, you can claim it as a loss. You are claiming it against that your W2, and thereby reducing your taxes that you are supposed to pay back to IRS, right? That is how you make money. And this is real money. Let's assume that 10,000, that is 10,000, additional 10,000 that you're going to be using towards your next purchase, your next down payment, because we are not going to spend it on a purse. We are not going to allow lifestyle inflation. We are not doing that. We are going to be using it towards the next investment. Remember, the next 10 years, it's critical. You are delayed the gratification, and for your greater glory, for your wealth to be built, and you can step off the hamster wheel. You are working just because you want to work, not because you have to work to pay bills. All right. And you are not trading your life for money. All right. Awesome. So having said that, so the thing about it, so which one builds faster, wealth faster? I always don't even want to get into this, because I always say there's one that pays you 4 ways, and there's one that pays you 1 or 2 ways. I mean, the dividend pays you like 2 ways. The other ones, just ETFs, will just pay you. The other ones, like the S&P 500, is just growth, right? When you sell it, it's gone, right? So you already know the answer. Which one builds wealth faster? One pays you in 4 ways, and one pays you in 1 or 2 ways. You already know. So, however, I always tell, I found you on YouTube. Great, awesome, great. Subscribe as well. Subscribe, because all these things I'm talking about, you would see it. You want to know. You're asking about mentorship. You're asking about all of those things. Go and watch those videos first. If you still need help one-on-one, then go and book a 1-hour session with me. You'll see it. There's the link on the bio. Go and do it. But before you spend any money, take that money, use it, go and get free resources, get books and all of that. Then get back to me, and then you can do a one-on-one. Yeah, actually, that's how it works, right? Awesome. So the only thing is that I'll now say that, okay, you already know the answer. You already know the answer. Which one builds wealth faster? We already know, but I'll leave you, or put the answer in the question, put your response in the comment section. Put your response. However, whenever I'm talking about it, I'll always try to tell you the advantages of each, right? And I will do that, wrap it up in another 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, right? Because I need to go to my Instagram channel. I have a video that is almost at 1 million views, and I have 3,000 comments. And because of who I am, I'm sitting down to respond to each of them individually instead of using ManyChat to do auto response. Just so I can be able to address each and every one. Because I am being intentional as like that. Just so I am building a community. I'm having quality people over quantity. equality. That's what I am trying to do, because we have to have the same goal. We have to have the same mindset. Thank you so much, Mr. Gregory. Mr. Gregory retired at 52. 52. So whatever, and he can tell you that we have two people come through right now. If this is BS or it's not possible, they will be telling you. They will tell you in the comment section. They will tell you. So if they are coming here and they are saying this, right, then it means that you can do it if they have done it. Because I am still working, right? I'm a vice president of technology on my day job. I'm also a professor, and I teach, AI, cybersecurity, and deep learning in the university. I teach kids in the college, right? So, but these people have already done it. Step up the Amstel with. They are no longer doing it, right? They are no longer working, right? Because they have the option of not working, right? At 52, it means that you can do it, right? So if they are here, it means that whatever thing I'm saying, they are validating, they are putting the stamp. Really awesome. So great to have you, Mr. Grady and Mr. Kajam. Awesome to have you. Awesome. And great. Hopefully, I can bring both of you up sometime. And yes, absolutely, you can. I can bring some of you up at some point. Just so you can also give your wisdom and how you did it, because it's going to help live the spirit, because that's going to be testimony. It's not just going to be theory anymore. You would see the practical hands-on. Awesome. So what are the pros of ETF? It's very easy to start. Just get Fidelity, Schwab's, or Vanguard, any of those three, or Robin Hood. I can, because we will be wrapping up. Maybe tomorrow I can bring them up. Hopefully they're here tomorrow. I can definitely bring them up, because I'm just wrapping up right now. So number one, it's very easy to start. Just open any of those accounts, right? Any of those accounts, just open it. Fidelity, Schwab's, or Vanguard. Any of those, open it and you are good to go. Thank you all for tapping out the live. I know we are locked in, but let us tap it out the live, because it gets this community popular. If you can also do some go populars as well, it helps this community. And if you have been sitting here, if you can also do, if you want to have a daily at me, that would be great as well. That would be great, because it just shows when I'm live, and you can also be a part of this community of the millionaire. $1 million community is what we call it. Awesome. So which one is better? You should know. One pays you in 4 ways, and one pays you in 1 or 2 ways. ETF pay you in 1 or 2 ways, through growth or through dividend. The other pays you through 4 ways, real estate. So you already have the answer right there. However, what are the pros of ETF? Easy to start. Just open any of the brokerage account, the one that works for you. That's number one. Two is that you can start with any amount. You can start with $1. Okay, you can start with $1. You can start with $10, right? You can start with any amount. You can do your 10,000. Any amount is what you can start with ETFs, right? That is the beautiful part of it. That's the pros of ETF. Number three is diversification. So you are buying. If you buy simple ETF, S&P 500, you are buying 500 companies instantly. No risk at all, right? No risk at all. There is risk. Anytime you're in the stock market or any investment, there is risk, but it helps you to diversify. That is the third one. Number four, you don't have to deal with no tenants or maintenance. You don't need experience. You don't need to, you can start it today. You have put your money aside right now. You have $10 you can buy. I literally bought $1 of VOO or Robin Hood, and I showed everyone the other day, right? That's how easy it is. And you don't need to deal with tenants or maintenance, or you want to, how do they buy real estate? You don't need to deal with that. Just start. And it just also gives you passive long-term growth. Just the same thing. If you consistently invest in ETFs like S&P 500, historically, the market has averaged around 10% annually. Long term. So you stay it there. I have ETF through Stash. Awesome. That's great. You can just grow your money through that way. Rule of 72 says that your money doubles its value through compound interest, right? It doubles its value every 7 years. So think about it. If you put $10,000, it becomes 20,000 in 10 years. If you put 100,000, you become 200,000 in 7 years. Then in 14 years, it becomes 400,000. And then in 21 years, it becomes 800,000. Just the same 100,000, right? Then in 28 years, right, it becomes 1.6 million. And then you are wondering, Are millionaires made from heaven? No, they are within us. And that's how people win with money. That's how easy it is. That's why they said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, right? It's, initially might look small, but over time, you see, 28 years, not even 30 years, you become a millionaire just with $100,000. $100,000, that is how much? You are doing it in 10 years. $100,000 is what? $100,000 is $10,000 a year. That's what it means. If you do it, or you can say if you are saving 50% of your income, like I say in this community, 50% of your income, and you have earn a six figure, that means year one, year two, right? You already have 100,000. You are on your way to becoming a millionaire in what? In 28 years, right? It's 28 sounds like a long time until you realize how many years you've been working. I have been in corporate America for 18 years. 18 years, and I just remember when I started some years ago with Procter and Gamble, like just like a little girl. So those are like things that just start, just start. The other thing about it, let's now shift to real estate. Pros of real estate: monthly cash flow, like I talked about. Okay. Two is you can leverage. You see that that 50,000, you can use it to multiple times. You can use it because you're using the 50,000 to earn 200,000 property, right? Your network can grow. Just think about it. That 50,000, let's assume that you put it in ETF. 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, five times, right? That is five. Your net worth is, you are 500, you are 250,000 in terms of net worth, then it start growing. But when it comes to real estate, using the same, you become a millionaire within the same 5 years. You have an asset of 1 million, even though you are not your net worth is not 2 million, it's not 1 million. Your asset is going to be 1 million using other people's money. And guess what? It is the tenant that is paying back those loans, those good debt that you had with the. Thanks so much for the follow. I have a question, but maybe next time. Oh, absolutely. But you can also drop it in the. We can quickly wrap it up. You can drop it. Developer Wale. Awesome. So that is leverage. That's one thing that the real estate does for you, and ETS will not. Okay, ETS will not. The other part of it, because you can in 50,000 in 5 years. That's actually our strategy here. 200 per thousand property, 50,000 every single year. In 5 years, you become a millionaire in terms of asset. In 10 years, you become at least, and that's the 10 years principle that I talked about. 10 years, 2036, you are already a net worth millionaire in 10 years because you are using tenants' money to pay off, right? And that's why I said the requirement is what? 6 figures. Your 6 figure, if you don't have it, that's fine, but work towards it. Get additional skill. Drive Uber, whatever it takes you to get it, because you are doing it, you're going to get it. I tell you, I've just told you that's the blueprint. It worked for me. I've used it for so many clients. It can work for you as well. So this is your opportunity. You have never seen cash broke or asset rich. That's it. Well said, grinder. Well said. I am very, at times there was one Christmas I was cash broke, and I was like, this is the worst Christmas. But guess what? We just bought a property, that same Christmas. So I'm like, it's okay. I'm asset rich, but I am very cash broke. Awesome. So the other thing is tax advantages, which you cannot enjoy that when it comes to ETFs. You cannot, all of those interest, all of those property taxes, all of those things, you cannot enjoy that when it comes to real estate. If there's a loss with ETF, if there's a loss on ETF or stock market, the best you can do, I think, is 3,000 that you can claim every single year for the next 10 years or something. That's the best you can claim. Unlike real estate, it is all the way, unlimited, all the way. Trust me, there's the wealthy, they take care of themselves. There's just too much cheating. Anyway, but it's not cheating because the tax code is out there for everybody to use. But it's just that we're not using it. Awesome. Appreciation is the last one, right? Appreciation. Property doubles its value every 10 years. Every 10 years. It means that you have that property that somebody else is paying. You're using the leverage. So that's the other beautiful one. You can easily take out your entire money after 10 years, and then the property is still standing. It's still going to double its value again if you buy it right. Awesome. And guess what? The other part of it, it is somebody else that is helping you to pay that leverage, that loan that you got. It is the tax that you are using to claim some of the property taxes. It is the tenant's money that you are using to pay back. So it's just those are just the benefits. So, and I just to give an example, a 250,000 property might only require 25 to 50,000 to acquire. If you are using an FHA loan, or you are using if you are a first time home buyer, right? They said that I'm using too much acronym. FHA is all first time home, owner. So that's the kind of loan that you're using as a first time home buyer, which is 3.5%. But if it's an investment property, that is 20% that is required. That is where the 50,000 that I'm talking about, that is what. So if I waited 28 years for money to grow to 1 million, how am I sure that the 1 million will not be okay? You're still writing, but you control the entire asset, right? What less than 28 years? Oh, yeah, but if you keep it in the bank as well, remember, inflation is eating it away. So the other option is that just keep it in the bank, and inflation is taking 3% every single month, okay, every single year, and or even more right now. That's what you are losing to inflation. And the other part of it is that you are getting 0.01%. That's it. We don't have 250K home in New York. Yeah, so you can buy outside of New York. So think of buying outside of state. So I'm going to be doing a free training on real estate across all multiple platforms on outside. So on Zoom, in my YouTube community, my Instagram, and my TikTok community, everybody together, right? I'm going to have them being trained, and we'll see all of this strategy, like the BR strategy, like and it's going to be free, by the way. It's going to be free. I'm going to do it one time. That's why I need to do it one time. And I need to get as many people as possible, because for me, it's about productivity. It's about, and that's why you're seeing me streaming on two platforms at the same time. It's about productivity. Every 1 hour as I spend, I need to have as many reach as possible, because I am, like I said, is a movement just to help as many people. You're in, awesome. So you want to follow, you want to subscribe on all my platforms, so that by the time that time comes, you don't miss out. If you miss it on TikTok, you find it on YouTube. If you don't miss it, just do that. And you are also supporting the community. You are supporting. Thank you so much for the follow, Babalowo. That's rich man, right? Welcome. And so YouTube is Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Please all go and subscribe there as well. That is going to really help you, because all those things, how you can buy it in 4 months, get yourself ready, 1% rule, ARV, all of those things, you should learn it. You have it. There are videos, long form videos that I have there. How you can buy your first rental property in 4 months. I have it there. Go and subscribe, and that's going to definitely help you. And of course, if I've been pouring in, that's the least you can do. It's going to support me. I'm not going to deny that, but it's going to be way beneficial to you, because those are free resources that I've taken time to create, and that people I paid for when I wanted to start, and I'm just giving out for free. And after that is when you can say you want to go buy ebook, or my ebook, The Wealth Blueprint, A Path to Financial Freedom, or you still want to you want to also get my you want to do a one-on-one, but you should have exhausted that. I will tell you, go subscribe to that. Have you looked at everything before you say that you are buying anything? Some people will do mentorship 1,000, 2,000. I'm wondering, what, have you read a book? Have you taken a book? And by the way, this is also another requirement. Go and get a copy. Reach that point that it's like $9. It's not even just a cup of coffee. Take it, and that time that you are using to watch Love Island, or Love is Blind, right? All those things, take that time and start reading, even if it's a page or 3 pages, one chapter every single night. It's going to help you more, right? Awesome. So $250,000 property. I only require $25 to $50K acquire, but it controls an entire asset. So you are owning, with 50,000, you are owning an asset of $250,000. So you can say that I have this asset, right? Like asset rich. You are, as like my friend mentioned earlier, asset rich. That's it. That is what real estate helps you do. Oh, billionaire, welcome. That's a very good name. We are creating millionaire community here. We are changing the name from NTDL, which is Money Talk with Dr. Lina, to NDL. Thank you so much for the daily admin. MDL, meaning million dollars. So whenever we're saying million, it's not millionaire in naira. No, no, no. We're saying $1 million. That's it. 10 years is what it takes us. And I've just proven it using with ETF. I've explained it. That's going to take you 28 years. But with the strategy we want to use, we are going to be the winner circle. Yes, yeah, but we're calling it $1 million because we put that's what is it? That's my numbers. The number is by 10 years, 2036. Starting with your six-figure salary, your credit 730 is the order requirement, 730 credit. So we are working towards it. And of course, education, right? You're going to be having projects like you'll be reading books. So this is serious, right? We're not playing. I mean, like I said, my doctor is not a doctor it's not an alias or what did they, AKA, no. This is real doctor. I'm a doctor of business and technology, right? So it's serious business. I only put my mind, where whatever, if I'm putting my time and heart on something, we need to get results, okay? It is results, okay? Awesome. So having said that, so 250,000 will help you control an entire asset. This is why many millionaires are built through real estate. And go and Google again. Go and Google again. And where does the multi-millionaires put their money? Multi-millionaires and their billionaires, real estate and ETFs or index fund. You see, something of that nature. That's what you would see, number one and two. Every other thing, businesses and all, venture capital, crypto will be all the way down. And those are even the latest multi-millionaires, not the traditional ones not a Warren Buffett, not Hathaway. You won't find those ones. They just put it in simple thing. Awesome. Most of the time, people just argue. The mistake people have is, which stock should I buy? I want to pick and choose. Oh, Dr. Lina, should I buy ETF or should I buy real estate? What I would say is, what am I doing? I put my money in everything. Why should I pick and choose? I can benefit from ETF. I can benefit from real estate. So I diversify. If real estate market goes down tomorrow, because remember, whatever goes up comes down. Like it's like when it goes down, I have ETF that is doing well. When it comes up, and even if one stock is going down, it's none of my business because I have spread my portfolio. I spread it across, but that's why I'm not buying ETF for REITs. Real estate, I am, because I'm already heavy when it comes to real estate. I manage double-digit real estate portfolio. So you know what that means, manage. So I am hands-on from beginning to the end. So that's what it is. Awesome. You're most welcome. Refreshed by Mina. Awesome. So that's why, and you might be wondering what gave you the authority to even talk about it. That's because I learned it in the book as a business doctor of business and technology. I'm a serial investor. I've been in corporate America. I've been where you are at, or you have passed the journey. I have been there. 18 years of my life in corporate America as a vice president of technology. And I've also been an academia. So in case you are wondering that, okay, I lecture. Yes, I lecture because I'm also an adjunct professor teaching kids in college how to, I teach them AI cybersecurity. I teach them deep learning, something of that nature, because that is also my part of field, business and technology. I'm a doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor of medicine, so don't ask me about seizure. Someone was asking that on YouTube earlier about seizure. They argue about, people are just always arguing about which is better, but wealth is built through sequence. Follow the step. So I'll tell you, if you're a beginner investor right now, one thing I'll tell you, just start with your ETFs. Go and open Fidelity, Schwab's, or any of those accounts. Start with that, okay? It takes you 1 second to take you 1 minute. I literally just opened my teenager's Roth IRA, sometime few days ago. I just opened last week, Thursday was when I opened it for him during the spring break. And I just put money every single, $10, $20. If he works through during summer as a, maybe he takes an internship or whatever, he takes the money, he puts it in there. And then because he works for me, is on my payroll, maybe he does to do inspection or he takes pictures or whatever, helps me set up content creation, like my video setup or whatever. I pay him for that, okay? So, and you can do it even your kid, there's 1 year old, 2 year old. If that kid help you to carry your laptop, is already an employee. So put the money and put it in Roth IRA for that. Instead of buying toys, split the money. Instead of trying to buy something, split the money, put some of them towards something that they can they can use for their future. Put it in Roth IRA, open it and put it for them. And then when they start working, tell them I have put this money for you for this number of years. For you cannot put anything less than this amount. That's how they build wealth, and then they do it for their own children, and then that's how wealth generation is built. That's how generational wealth is built. So you can do, yes, you can do it for kids. I just literally did it for my teenager. Got his credit card as well. I did authorize user, but he cannot use it, right? Then yeah, he cannot. He can only ask me because it's linked to me. But guess what? Once he turns 18, if he wants to buy his first rental property, he can definitely buy it. If that's his goal, he can definitely buy. He can buy multi units in the college where he's working. He's going to be stay in one unit of that property, and then rent the other ones to his college mates. See who is landlord and tell me. Then somebody would say later, oh, he's a trust kid. Who is a trust kid? Why did your own mother not do it? Or why did your own father not do it? Or why did my own father not do it? So it's okay, but you are learning it right now, and you're going to be doing it for your children, because we'll be forced. If you are not going to be a part of it, don't be. We are here for serious business. It's either you become a millionaire, you become a, hey, Pac, how are you? Thank you so much for the daily. You become a millionaire. I'm serious like that. You are by force. We'll make this money. You will save the money by force. How much Roth IRA can you contribute for kids? Roth IRA for the whole year is 7,500, but I need to check the one for kids. I don't think it's up to 7,500, but go on Google and confirm to me. This is how they get rich quicker. Yes, absolutely. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. As a matter of fact, that's how we got into real estate, because we're doing 529 and it wasn't making sense. So we decided to start buying properties to just start using it towards the kids' education. If the kids get scholarship, we give it to them when they are graduating, or they're starting their practice, they're getting married. Here you go. You earned it because you got a scholarship. This is for you. Continue to start life. Their own friends. How do you sell them? We never sell. We never sell. How about myself? What do you mean? I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, I'm well. I'm well, Pike 212. Awesome. Good to have you. We are rounding up. We're talking about ETF versus real estate. That is what we are talking about. They argue about which one is better, ETFs or real, but wealth is built through sequence. The real question is not ETFs or real estate. The real question is which one should come first in your journey, right? Which one should come first? Number one, and I would quickly go through the wealth order based on what I have been talking about. And for the $1 million community, which you're a part of, thank you so much for the Go Popular. Thank you. Go Popular helps this community, not just help, it helps this community becomes popular, and then we are just paying it forward for others. They will learn how to build wealth. And when we have a generation or a community that is wealthy, trust me, what that helps to do, it reduces jealousy, it reduces poverty, it reduces crime, right? It reduces crime. Because you might be wondering, what's my why? That's my why right there. That is my why. Thank you so much for the Go Popular, because you are helping. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. So the wealth order, number one is your stable income. You need to have your income. Here we're aiming at 6-figure salary. We already know that. I sounded like a broken record right now. So get a skill or supplement your income. That's it. Awesome. The second thing is that once you have that, have your emergency fund. We're doing, at least if you've not have any emergency fund at anything at all, set up for at least 1 month, right? Then go into 3 months to 6 months. What does this help you to do? This one will help you to, in case there's an emergency, you are still able to take care of yourself. You are not going to go and be looking for payday loan or take high interest debt and all of that. You can take care of yourself. Try to still manage yourself while you're getting another job. Remember, you have gotten the skill, so you're going to get another job and you're going to pick up yourself. Emergency fund is that if there's health issues, if there's car repairs, major things and all of that, you can still take care of yourself without getting high interest debt, because those are like foundation. Those are like the structure, right? Then the third thing that I always talk about is debt. If you have high interest debt, trust me, all of us have been there. You've taken bad decision, or things, life happens, or you have not been using your credit card well. You have been getting whatever because you never get the education. That's fine. The other part of it is you need to pay off that debt. You can use avalanche method, you can use snowball method, you can do that debt consolidation. Any of those that would help you, but build discipline so that you don't go back with that debt again. So pay off your debt, start paying it off, because we need the credit. Remember, I said the other requirement is what? 730 credits, because that's what you need to buy those real estate. Real estate is part of the strategy we're going to use to build that $1 million community. That's how you become a millionaire in 10 years. So that 730 credit is very important. So start paying off your debt. And for every, in case you don't know, you are paying 27% on every single time on those credit, or 28%, some 21%. That's what you are paying on that debt that you have. So crazy, it's crazy. They always say that the borrower is always a slave to the lender. So until you pay the lender, you are a slave. So you don't want to be a slave to the bank. So pay off, use their money. Muka, thank you so much for the follow. Pay off them off every single, use your credit card like a debit card. If you don't have that money, do not use it. You don't have it, don't use it. Simple as ABC. Don't use it. So use it like a debit card. But we need the credit card. Not having a credit card is not an option, but use it like a debit card, so that anytime you use it, you pay it off within the billing cycle. No single interest will be paid. That's the other thing. We are not wasting any money, right? And your emergency fund, you are going to put it in an IE savings account in 3 to 6%. 3 to 5% is what a return. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Pi 212. Your emergency fund, put it in IE savings account. I think everybody already knows what IE savings account is, right? IE savings account, go and Google if you don't know. Top best IE savings account, it returns between 3 to 5%. Just make sure whatever account you're opening, it's FDIC insured, so that your money is protected. And your emergency fund is what? Is 4 things: your needs, your housing, your car or transportation, utilities, and of course your feeding for 1 month. So do that calculation. Once you have that calculation for 1 month, your goal is to grow it to 3 to 6 months. Then once you do 1 month, then go into your debt payoff. And then once you do your debt payoff, then you are going, then it is at that point that you can start thinking of investing. Those first 3, your stable income, your emergency fund, your debt payoff, those are like the foundation of your wealth building. You cannot skip these 3. If you skip these 3, that house is going to crumble. Just the same way the foundation is key. If the foundation is not solid, every other thing is going to fall. So start with that 3, fix that 3 first, and then we are going to now start investing. Now start with ETFs. That's the way, like I said, it's sequence. It's not about which one is better, right? We've established real estate is going to pay you in 4 ways. So it's always faster, right? But start with ETF, because guess what? It helps you drive consistency. It helps you to drive discipline that you need. It helps you to also trust yourself that you can do this. That's what it helps you to do. I can do this. That's what it helps you. Because think about it, if you put $1,000, and if you had put it last year and it returned you 18%, it gave you $180, right? Last year, this year, what would you do? This year, you will work towards putting 10,000. So it helps, and then you can set it. It's easy. Set it and let it go, right? Set it and forget about it. Lock it away. That's what ETFs helps you to do. Then if you put some of it in IE savings account, and every single month you are getting 3% or you are getting 5% on it, then you are going to be more excited to put it so much in other places. That's when, after that is when you start in ETF. Then use your savings. Then once we get to your savings, so you are building it in ETF. Then once you get to a certain down payment, here we are saying 50,000, right? Because 20% of 200,000, right? And you can buy out of state. So if you're in New York, you're in Canada, you're in all those most expensive places, or in California, buy out of state. Buy out of state. So 200,000 property, when you buy that is 20%. That is $40,000. Then think about closing costs, right? Closing costs, that's where the 50,000, or little repairs, that's where the 50,000 number comes in, right? But guess what? Your ETF, once it gets to that point, you can easily, remember, it's growing 8 to 12%, it's growing 18%. You can withdraw some of the money and then buy real estate, and then you do the process again. You're putting the money away every single month in ETF, using it to buy ETF. Is growing. You're having some of this in IE savings account, is growing. That is how you make your money work add for you. And that's how you build cash flow. Remember, you're taking some of this salary, 50% of it, you are putting it towards, ETF and real estate. It's going to give you cash flow. And what does that give you? It gives you, you can use it to fund the lifestyle, and that's how you get financial freedom. And that's how you can step up the hamster wheel, end the paycheck to paycheck cycle, end this whole rat race thing. If that's your goal, work because you want to work, and that's how you build wealth. Okay. That is how you build wealth. ETF helps you to build capital. Real estate helps you to build cash flow and leverage. Okay, it helps you to build cash flow and leverage. Yes, multi unit absolutely is. It just makes the journey faster. So the faster wealth strategy, and I'll just read through this: invest consistently in ETFs. Step 2, build capital, buy income producing real estate, and of course use rental cash flow to buy more assets. This is when wealth starts compounding for you. Okay, this is what will start compounding for you. So you can either have, would you rather have 1 million in stock or 10 rental properties producing monthly income? Okay, A, would you rather have 1 million in stocks, or B, $10 rental properties producing monthly income? Which one would you choose? $1 million in stock, or 10, or I mean, as a matter of fact, let's five, because that $1 million, five is what is going to buy. Five in rental, five rental property, actually, yeah, five rental properties producing monthly income. Which one would you choose? A, 1 million in stocks. B, 5 rental properties. Which one? Rental properties. Okay. Pike said 2 want to sell rental. Who else? Who else want to rental properties? Who else wants to comment? Who else wants to? Awesome. Pike 2 want to Dimeji, Grinder, Mary, Refreshed by Mina Billionaire, Babalowo, Gregory Sambaru, Maglo Bifam Badu, Mimoy, Balclark Muka. Yeah, which of them? Mary. Okay, Mary also said rental. Pump also rental. Awesome. I'm still waiting. Awesome. Put it in the comment section. Rental. Okay. Awesome. So I think the rental gets to win. At this point, I think the rental gets to win. Yes. Yeah, because it just helps you. You can use leverage. You can move fast. I think you already have the answer right there. My first rental property completely changed how I saw wealth building, when I, with the kids, because I realized something: your salary would pay the bills, but assets is what creates freedom. That's what creates freedom. And the freedom is what you need, really. Freedom. Remember, and you can, if you haven't seen my latest video on that is raving on Grinder said rental property 2 times. If Grinder said, he said rental property, if you go on Instagram, and if you haven't followed, consider doing that. You're going to see it right now. And the last time that I checked, it was at 900,000 views in 4 days. 900,000 views in 4 days. Go and look at it. And the reason why I'm even referencing it is you need to see the comment section, because it's just about, it's 10 hours. This is 10 hours of somebody's life, and that was $200 bills. 10 hours of somebody's life, and you'll be so amazed. It's so, just read the comment section. The comment section is like, right now I have close to like 3,000 comments. Just read through it, and it's just going to give you a whole lot of perspective about, you just working and trading your life for money, because it's almost like 10 hours of your day or 8 hours of your day, somebody gave you cash for it. Okay, always make sure that your salary, if you are just using your salary to pay bills, and you are just, you know that is just the wrong thing to do. Take some of it. If you want freedom, take some of it and invest it in asset, because it's asset that would actually create the freedom that you need. Awesome. I hope I was able to, add value today, and we'll be wrapping up here. We're going to be wrapping up here. I know that one of the things that makes people fear investing is the fear, the money, the knowledge, and the time. I know. Yeah. The fear, the money, but I hope I was able to address all of that. The fear, the money in itself, which is the down payment. I don't know. Okay, thank you. The fear, the money, right? You fear, you don't know where to start. That's why I said, just keep it. You are not God. Don't pick and choose. Just spread your risk, right? Yeah. Then money. We're talking about down payment. Take your salary. Thanks for awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you all for, and and if you have not followed me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go there. Money Talk with Dr. Lena. It's going to help you. I am not even kidding. This is going to help you. Everything I've talked about, I already have it lumped up in one video or the other. And you can sit down, binge watch, and just take your own time and just take notes. I tell you, it's going to be life changing. You would have so much knowledge, right? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, because the third thing that people talk about is knowledge, right? And the last one is time. That you cannot change, right? You cannot time the market. It's about time. Stay in the market for so long. Stay there. Be consistent. That's how you build wealth. So go on my YouTube channel, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Subscribe. Don't just look for subscribe. Thank you so much. It's a massive job. Awesome. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. The $1 million community is what we are building. Training is coming on real estate to build your knowledge. Go and get all of the free resources available first on my YouTube channel, and on my Instagram is also Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Remember, the doctor is Dr, not Doctr. Dr. Lina, and there's no dot in front of it. Money Talk, just like this. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. It's and the same thing across board. And if you can get a copy, if you can just stop that coffee tomorrow, use that your lunch money for tomorrow and invest in yourself. Just get a copy of this book. It's Robert Kiyosaki. Everybody, you should get it even for your teenagers. There's the one for teens. It helps. It helps. There are other books. If you want to buy real estate, this is Think and Grow Rich. I buy a lot of books, just things that will help me. These are books. The Richest Man in Babylon, Psychology of Money. So you're wondering, where do I get all this? Well, how come I know this? Yes, I not learned in my doctorate school, right? But at the same time, I read a lot. And because I also wanted to build wealth, and I figured it out by myself, right? To be able to get to the millionaire status or multi-millionaire status. I'll definitely go to your YouTube to look for the videos. Absolutely. Go look and subscribe, not just look, right? Don't do like me that watch, YouTube channels and I just look and I do not subscribe. I watch it and I enjoy it and I do not subscribe. Please, because it does help, and it does help me, okay? But it's also beneficial to you. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I own up to things where I do. Yeah. I own up. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very excited as well, because I think, oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Grind. I'm proud of you as well, because obviously you are doing something right. To sit here for 1 hour, 2 hours, right? It's it means you are doing something right. You are just very intentional about your money, and trust me, you will get that million. If you are not yet there, and if you're already there, it's going to double from this minute. Yeah. Oh, am I humble? Okay. Yay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you so much. Really nice meeting you. Really nice meeting all of you. You have just been an amazing, because I cannot just be talking to myself, but I too want to always thank you so much for the Go Popular Dimeji, Grinder, Mary Osilima, refreshed by my billionaire friend, yeah, Baba Olowo Muka, Miglo fan, every one of us, that Badu, Mimoy always, and Balclack, all of you. Thank you so much. It's so yeah, I can't be talking to myself. Even if I have this much knowledge I want to share, I cannot do it alone. So if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you haven't followed, and that's the only way that's the only way I'll be putting it out there. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, thank you so much for the creeper. And I'll be wrapping up here. And let me go sit down for another 1 hour before I go to bed. It's 11 Central Time. I'm in Texas, by the way. So Central Time right now, I need to wait maybe till like 11, just so I can answer, maybe get another 500 questions answered on that video that is 1 million, almost a million. I'm sure it's probably a million right now, views on Instagram. It's really interesting, and just go there and subscribe and look at the comment section. It's just going to be mind blowing for you as well, and educating as well. You just see what people are going through. You see the corporate America, you see the other part of the world, and you just see some people that don't even understand what is going on. They don't even understand what is going on. It's on Instagram, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. It's the latest video. You cannot miss it, right? It's going to just also bless you. And on YouTube as well, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Kindly subscribe. And if you have not followed me here, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? Except you don't want to be I mean, you get to be a millionaire because you are even here, but you are just going to get there faster in 10 years. That's the goal here. Awesome. Great, great, great. It's really nice meeting you. And make sure your money, as you are trading your time for money for a little time, make sure that you are being intentional to ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Well, I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'll be back here by 12 or 12:30 tomorrow. Most of the time I'm here. Oh, you're welcome. It's a good night, coach. Thank you for your time. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as well. Mary Osilima, thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's been whenever you guys engage, it gives me so much pleasure because that is really my why. It just shows that I am impacting, I am adding value, and that is it for me. That is that's what gives me joy, and that's what is going to keep me to come back tomorrow. So I'm here 12 or 12:30 Central Time on TikTok and on YouTube, or at times I am streaming, maybe Instagram or YouTube, and then I'll come later, but most of the time I'm doing lunchtime, but then at times you'll catch me at night as well. Awesome. Well, have a good one. I love you guys. Have a good night rest. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Have a good one. Bye. And my friend here, I hope you subscribe. I hope you learned one or two things. Thank you so much for staying over. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Well, I love you. Let your money be working harder than you do.